Hi guys, so I'm super excited to show you how to make this animation. It's a slider animation and you can use it with any types of websites, pages you want. You can use it with a photography portfolio or like a real estate or interior design website like here. So many ways to use this, so let's get started. I'm not gonna go through like the whole navigation process. I'll just explain like the main idea. You can do the layout any way you'd like, but the point is that this div block right here, it's set to absolute and to full, and it's important to know that the z index has got to be on 1, so it covers up the image behind it. Like if I hide it right here, there's the image right there. And so the text block, div block right here, text holding div, it's also got to be set to overflow hidden, and it's going to be behind the image. So let's get started, see what it looks like. I'm just going to animate the first slide, and then you can just repeat the process with everything else, with as many slides as you want. So let's see how this works. Okay, we're going to start a new slider change animation right here, and to do that we got to select our slide 1. Okay, so I'm just going to select slider change over here, and I'm going to start a new animation. Okay, I'm going to start a brand new animation. I'm going to call it slider animation. Enter. Okay, and our first action is going to be affecting our, let's say, paragraph. Okay, and just make sure to name it some way you can easily find it from this whole chaos and mess, not like I did. Okay, so we have our paragraph selected, and we're gonna start our move action. Okay, we're gonna move it to 100% right here, enter, and we're just gonna set this as initial state. Okay, so let's select our div block 12 now, or whatever you name this div, and we're gonna do our size animation. Okay, we're going to increase the width 100% over here, and we're just gonna set this as initial state. All right, looks great. So our next action is gonna be for our numbers div. It's actually a text block, so let's just select this one, and we're gonna start our move action. Okay, we're gonna move this minus 120%. Click enter, and just make sure to have this on class, not on anything else, so it affects the whole class with this of text block numbers or whatever you name this. And we're gonna set this as initial state again. Our next action is going to be for our image, so let's select it, and we're gonna do move, and we're gonna move this minus 100% right here, enter, set as initial state, looks great. Okay, and our next action is going to be for our text project name, or this main text name of the project, or whatever you are using that for. So I'm just going to select that, click on plus, and I'm going to start my move action. So I'm going to move this 125%. Make sure to type in percentage, otherwise you're going to have pixels right here, and that's not what we need. Okay, we're going to set this as initial state, so it groups together with all of these 5. Okay, that's good. So now we're going to select our div block 12 again, and we're going to click on plus over here. I'm going to start our size action, and we're just going to bring the width back to 0%, enter. We're not going to be setting our timing this time as initial state. We are going to adjust our duration and delay, actually just delay, to 0.5%. And we're going to set our easing to ease. And that's it for the div. Let's move on to the image. So let's select our image over there. Okay, again, it's better to name it some way you can easily find it. Okay, so I'm just gonna click on plus over here with my image selected, and I'm gonna start my move action. Okay, so I'm gonna set my delay to 0.5, and I'm gonna set my duration to 1. Again, I'm gonna set my ease into just simple ease, and I'm gonna bring this back to 0%. Enter. Okay, looks good. Something to note. We see this is at 1.5, which is not, yes, let's just move it over here so they're connected together. And we see that they both start at 0.5, as we said on the delay here. So just make sure these are grouped together. Okay, so let's move on to our text project name again. Over here, I'm going to select this, and I'm going to start my move action. I'm going to click on move. Okay, actually, okay, one thing I forgot to do is let's set this image to start with previous action. Okay, it does start with previous action. Okay, that looks good. So this text project name, this is the new action that we're gonna start. Let's set it to start with previous action. And I'm just gonna move it down here because it dropped in the wrong group with previous action now. So yes, see, it connects to this group of actions instead of that one, the one that starts at 0.5. So now after I set the previous, after I set it start with previous action, I'm gonna set the delay to 0.7 and my duration to 1. I'm gonna set my ease into ease, and I'm just gonna bring this back to 0%. Enter. Okay, this looks good. It's supposed to look like this. 0.5 for the div in the image and 0.7 for the text project image. So now let's select our paragraph for the next action and click on plus over here. We can just move the timing whenever. Okay, so we have our paragraph selected. We're going to start our move action. And for the paragraph, we're going to set the delay to 0.7 and our duration to 1. We're going to make it start with previous action. Okay, it connects to the text project name. That looks good. So let's just bring this back to 0% again. Enter. And let's make sure to set our ease into ease. Okay, looks good. Now let's move on to our numbers text block. Okay, this one, text block for the numbers. And let's start a new action. We're gonna make it move. Okay, so we're just gonna make it start with previous action again. It connects to these two. That's great. So let's select our delay and set it to 1.25. Set our duration to 0.75. And then let's adjust our easing to ease and set this field to 0% again. And it's back. Okay. Okay, this is what it's supposed to look like. The slider animation, we have paragraph, div, text block numbers, image text, project name. These are grouped together. These are all set to start. The timing is set as initial state. The div image started 0.5 and 0.7 for text project name in the paragraph, and the text block numbers appears at 1.25. Okay, so let's just save this one. Okay, so this is just the slider in view animation. Let's also create our slider out of view. And for this, we're just gonna create a copy of our slider animation, the same that we created over here. Let's just make a copy of it. We're gonna duplicate it, slider animation 2. Let's select this one. Now we're gonna work with it. Okay, so let's just delete these last 5 over here and adjust these ones. Okay, so we have our paragraph over here. We're just gonna deselect this as set as initial state first of all. And we're gonna set our duration to 1, enter, and we're gonna keep these settings over here. We're just gonna adjust our ease into ease. And that's it for now. So let's move on to our div block 12 or whatever you name this. I'm gonna click over here, deselect the timing. I'm gonna keep the settings over here, and I'm just gonna adjust our easing. We're gonna keep the delay and duration for now. Okay, so now let's move on to our text block numbers. Actually, we're not gonna animate the numbers, so let's just delete this one for the slider out of view, and let's just adjust our image. So deselect this one. We're gonna set our duration to 1. We're gonna keep the delay, and we're gonna set the ease into ease, and that's good for now. So for our project name, we're going to deselect the timing, we're going to set the duration to 1, and we're going to set the ease into ease, and that looks good. So if you see they all start at different times, we don't want that, so let's just again group them all together like this so that they start and animate simultaneously like this. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Let's just save this and see what the animation looks like when it's ready. And this is what it looks like. It looks great. Just do the same thing with your 2 or more slides. If you see, everything works great. So this is the slider in view animation, this is the slider out of view, and everything works great. So yeah, just try it with any of the projects you want. I think it's a great animation for your portfolio as well. So yeah, I was super happy to share it.